Hey, how are you guys tonight? You guys are listening to the Community Garden on WMUC Digital. We have a great show for you guys tonight. We're super excited to get it going. Our musical guest is Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings. And we're going to start off with the title track of her 2014 album, People Don't Get What They Deserve. All right, hope you guys enjoy.
When I was a child, I believed what they told me. Every word. To each one shall come what each one shall earn. And if I worked hard, nobody could hold me. Hold me. And cheaters will fail, that's what we all learn. Cheaters never prosper. But there is a man who was born with a fortune. A hard day's work he's never done. Living on easy street, he lives from the sweat of other men's labor. As he sips his champagne and lays in the sun. Money don't follow sweat. Money don't follow brains. Money don't follow deeds or reason. People don't get what they deserve. People don't get what they deserve. There is a man who lives like a saint. So innocent. He watched from daybreak to day in the night. Work, work. He's never stolen. He's never been lazy. In his life, to feed his children is always a fight. Work, 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 work. I try to do right by all of God's children. All of God's children. I work mighty hard for what I could afford. But I don't pretend for one single moment that what I get is my just reward. Life ain't fair, no. Money don't follow sweat. Money don't follow brains. Oh, it don't follow deeds or reason. People don't get what they deserve. People don't get what they deserve. People don't get what they deserve. People don't get what they deserve.
Again, you guys were listening to People Don't Get What They Deserve off of Sharon Jones' 2014 album, People Don't Get What They Deserve. It's November 1st, Dylan. 1st of November, man. Pretty exciting stuff.
Very exciting, yeah.
Semester's winding down and had a pretty badass holiday last night.
Yeah, dude. How was it for you?
It was pretty great, man. I checked out a really cool live music show last night, Bruce Take Nap, and a headliner that I can't remember.
Young Heezy.
Young Heezy. Very nice.
Yeah, dude.
They said they were from Vancouver, Canada, but they also seemed pretty satirical, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was true.
And believe it or not, I was also at that show last night.
It was hard to miss you.
But yeah, yo, so it was Halloween, and there was this amazing show. Unfortunately, Young Heezy's performance was interrupted.
Cut short.
At probably, I don't know, maybe around midnight, like 11:30, something like that.
Yeah.
boom, just these beams of light come into the basement.
When yeah, that
Cops.
was the police, man,
Yeah.
coming down to break down that live music scene.
Yeah, I would say there was maybe 20 people down there.
About 20 people, very, very moderately enjoying live music. Nothing crazy going
Really
on
nothing
at all.
crazy going on.
And, I thought, all right, basic noise complaint. There might be a single cop outside.
Yeah.
Maybe two. So you and I and a friend of ours try to go out the side door. We get ambushed, man.
Yeah. So this cop rolls up to us, and he was like, he asked us for our IDs, and he's like, make your way to the front of the house. We make our way to the front of the house. There's just a line of kids out there, and they've got all of our IDs, and this cop hits me with, we have jurisdiction from the University of Maryland and President Lowe to take all of your information and report it to the Office of Student Conduct, which now exists outside of campus. And we will be issuing all of your information to the Office of Student Misconduct right after we conduct breathalyzer tests on everyone that's under 21 years old, myself included. And so we get lined up, and it takes a while, breathalyzer tests.
Yeah, absolutely.
They breathalyze probably about 8 students, and then they get to me and one of our other friends that was there, and they ran out of tubes. They ran out of the individual tubes that they use to put in your mouth for the breathalyzer test, and essentially he was just like, go home.
Get out of here.
Just go home.
It's just such a shame, man, that they have to cause such a scene for literally just art and such a creative space.
Absolutely. And it was an unreasonable scene. Like they were really coming at us with a lot of disrespect. They were coming at us with aggression. And I really thought, or I still hold, that the way to interact with students in that setting is, one, make sure that we know that you want us to be safe. As the police officer, you should have our safety in mind, and then treat us fairly and with respect. So say, hey, is everyone okay? Is anyone really, really drunk, too drunk, which was not the case. And then also, let's make sure everyone gets home all right. That was not a worry of the cop. He literally breathalyzed the kids, and we're like, go home,
get
go.
out of here.
And not making sure we had Ubers or not making sure we had safe drivers home. It was just kind of get out of here.
Man, they were just off on that power trip.
They were.
Honestly, I was just so surprised that they showed up to the costume party wearing police outfits. No, I'm just kidding. But dude, I do want to make another point that when we were walking home, we walked past the bars on Route 1 there, RJ Bentley's Watering Hole, and etc. And man, I mean, you can just see from the outside, right from the sidewalk, a sea of kids, literal freshmen, just came in, and you know it when you see it, drinking, obviously underage, but the police stand by, man, but they insist on breaking down on live music and stuff like that.
And on top of that, it's at the bars, it's aggressive drinking.
Yeah.
It's like binge drinking, and that just is not the case at this party.
We're just
last
hanging
night.
out.
We're just hanging out.
And this is not my first run-in with the UMPD.
Yeah.
And from my experience, I know, like you were saying, that they don't hire the best of the bunch around here.
Unfortunately.
It is indeed unfortunate.
Well, what's really interesting is that our musical guest tonight, Sharon Jones, actually has some experience with law enforcement herself. She was a correction officer at Rikers Island Prison and Jail in New York City.
Yeah, that's something really interesting about this artist that we're going to play tonight is she did not get her professional music career started until she was 40 years old. She always sang in the church choir, but had other jobs throughout her life until she was discovered by some Motown producer. But speaking about Rikers Island, our musical guest last week was spending some time in Rikers Island.
Yeah, Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big connection there. And if you guys are interested in Sharon Jones' early life before she started her musical career, just go ahead and do some research on your own. It's really interesting, and she's a really powerful individual.
Absolutely. So on the track of Sharon Jones, let's bop into some of her tracks. This next track you are all going to hear is a really funky tune. It is called Pick It Up, Lay It in the Cut, off of her album Dapping with Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings, produced in 2002. Enjoy.
Pick it up, y'all. Lay it in the 50 years or so gone by, and 50 more to come. You think you've seen something, but Lord, I've just begun. I've seen my hard times. Oh yes, I've been busted. I've trusted people who never should have been trusted. But after all those lessons, hard to learn, I still got my pride and so much soul to burn. Longer and stronger, that's how I live. The more I get, the more I got to give. 50 years of soul gone by and 50 more to come. You think you've seen something, but Lord, I just begun. Oh, yes, I longer and stronger, that's how I live. The more I give, the more I get to give. I said longer and stronger. You know that's how I feel. I got to keep on, keep on.
You guys just listened to Longer and Stronger off of Sharon Jones' 2011 album, Soul Time. And then that first track, again, was Pick It Up, Lay It in the Cut, off of Dappin' with Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings. And that album was released in 2002.
All right, everyone. We are on this evening with Elijah Gordon. So, Elijah, welcome to the show. And to start, we're going to hit you with a little bit of your own resume here. So, first, you co-wrote and directed Sophia in College, which is a film. You also wrote and are currently shooting 3 Robberies, another one of your films. And you also drive buses for the Department of Transportation Services. You have also made several skate videos, some prominent and famous skate videos, a couple of them titled Transit, The Sprawl, and Jolie Laid, which was released by Transworld magazine. Dude, welcome.
Yeah, how are you tonight, Elijah?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me, and thank you for that lovely introduction.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
And we're also joined tonight by Bryce. Bryce, I'm not sure of your last name.
Watson.
Bryce Watson, who is the lead singer, songwriter,
Yeah.
songwriter, and guitarist
And
for Bruce
producer.
Take-
And producer.
Multi-instrumentalist, and my roommate, so I get to
Oh,
hear it all
heck yeah.
happen.
Of Bruce Take Nap. That was the band we were just talking about, the show that we saw last night. Elijah, you and I actually just met at that show. It was
Indeed,
great to see you
indeed.
there. Yeah, man. So, dude, right before we came over here, Dylan was showing me some of your skate videos. They are unique,
Thank you.
to say the least, man. They're pretty capturing.
Yeah, unique is definitely what I go for with those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, skate videos are fun. It's a very fun thing to kind of play with because you can get very creative.
How do you aim to set yourself aside from the rest of the skate videos that's being put out today?
Right. Well, I would say like the goal of any skate video is to just capture the skateboarders. And like your primary job as someone who makes videos like that is just to make the skateboarders look good. So I would say though that like a lot of people kind of just focus on like presenting the skateboarding very straightforward, just showing it like as like here are hard tricks done by like really talented skateboarders. And I think a more interesting approach is to kind of like capture the skaters' personalities a little bit and like their taste and stuff. So like I'll use kind of like what might be like more flashy music. Like normally people try and go for like very like simple, straightforward songs that just like add to the skateboarding, but like I'll definitely try and use some like weird music and like just weird kind of editing stuff that like might take you out of the skateboarding a little
Right.
bit, but like adds to the overall experience. And then I think that makes the skateboarding look better if it, you know, is part of this like huge experience that is like not just skateboarding related.
So you talk a little bit about how the personality of the skater is so important to your videos. How do
Yeah.
you like meet these skaters? And have you ever like met a skater who wanted to do a video with you, but like the personality wasn't right? Like, is that important for you, like as a film like creator?
For sure, for sure. I mean, the way I meet people mostly is like, I mean, I got into it when I was like really young. And so like to like trace back how I've met everyone who I know is like,
Right.
it would be an hours long journey, but it's basically just from like going to skate parks, like local skate parks, and just when you're skating with people in an environment like that, like it's kind of hard not to end up meeting people and making conversation.
Mhm.
I met Bryce at the skate park like way back in the day, and like then we reconnected later, and it's just like you form all these like really, and it's a pretty small scene, so it's like, you know, you meet one person and then you get to know their whole group of friends and their whole group of friends, so it all just like branches out from there. But definitely, to answer your second question, there have definitely been a lot of experiences like that where it's like, you know, you meet someone who's like a friend of someone's friend, and it's just like, oh, like, yeah, they're good at skateboarding, like they know what they're doing, but like, especially if you're filming with someone, because like people don't really realize, but if you're filming someone do a trick, that can be like a hours long process. Like
Mhm.
I have like just sat in the heat or been skating, following them, like holding the camera, skating around with them, like for like 5 hours at a time. And if that's not someone who like you can be friends with and you can like connect to, it's not going to be a pleasant experience. And plenty of filmers will like make that sacrifice if it's just like someone who's talented and like is going somewhere. But like for me, like it is a miserable experience if it's not someone who you can like connect with and have fun interacting with for that long.
Yeah. So what do you usually look for in like a good skate video, or like what do you look for to make your skate videos awesome in terms of like either just interacting with the people like during those hours of shooting, or like the tricks, like you have anything that makes your videos great?
I mean, I think there's really what's awesome about skateboarding too is that like every skate video is going to be different, because, you know, someone who makes a video like from Washington DC, like we mostly skate Washington DC, and like the way that like Washington DC looks being skateboarded on looks entirely unique from how like New York City looks being
Right.
skated on, or like California, or like Europe, because there's a lot of skaters in Europe now. And so like it's kind of like just by nature of being in a specific area, you're going to kind of stand apart. But I would say like definitely, you know, I make an effort to like try and capture the skaters' personalities a bit, and put in just like my own kind of like weird aesthetic tastes and stuff. So I think that just, you know, making choices like that kind of sets it apart.
When did you start getting some notice, some pickup on these cool skate films?
It was the video that I made called Transit that you guys mentioned. That was like, it's kind of funny because that is like kind of the biggest success I've had. And it was just because like at that time I was spending a whole lot of time skateboarding, and the people I was skating with were like, I had friends from Baltimore and from DC and like Virginia and like Ohio, just people I met like randomly and through Camp Woodward, which is like a camp in Pennsylvania that is like kind of nationally renowned for being a place for skateboarders to go. Like just making this like huge community of people, like that video, just by nature of like kind of being connected to so many different skate scenes, got a lot of attention. And like still to this day, like I will meet someone who's like from Denver and they're just like here visiting, and I see them skating and they're like, oh, you made that video Transit.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I'm like,
yeah.
well, that's a trip. Like
That's
amazing.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely going to be getting some more film conversation.
Absolutely.
But right now we're going to hop back into some Sharon Jones tracks. You are about to listen to a track called Cut That Line off of Dap-Kings with Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings, that 2002 album we love so much. Enjoy.
that line. Now, some people talk, yeah. They say I'm a fool. But what would they say, babe, if I blew your cool? You've been my bad habit, so hard to kill. And if you wanna love me for the last time, you better do it quick. Well, I'm of mine, baby. I'm of a sound mind. I'm of a good mind. Come on in. Cut that line. Come on, yeah. Cut the line. I don't know what you got, baby, but you've been pulling me in. I don't know what you got, baby, but you've been pulling me in. I'm on my mind to go and hold that line. I heard a rumor about you, and they tell me that you're no good. Are you my one and only? Can you show me? You got to show me, don't tell me that you're uptight. Rumors tell me that you're no good, baby. Rumors tell me that you're no good, baby. Rumors tell me that you're no good, I got to know, baby. Rumors tell me that you're no good, baby. Honest. Are you a man of your word, or are you playing? Players get what they want, that's what they told me. But what they told me don't matter when you hold me. Rumors tell me that you're no good, I wanna know. Rumors tell me that you're no good, baby. Rumors tell me that you're no good, I wanna know. Rumors tell me that you're no good, baby. I have a feeling inside, I wanna know. Rumors tell me that you're no good, baby. Yeah, I got a feeling inside, I wanna know. Rumors tell me that you're no good, baby. 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 Rumors tell me that you're no good, baby.
What is up, everyone? Those two tracks by Sharon Jones were Cut That Line off of Dapping with Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings, and then you heard Rumors off of Soul of a Woman her 2017 posthumously released album.
Absolutely. So Dylan, I think it's time for that Tree of the Week stuff, brother.
My favorite time of the week.
Our favorite time of the week, absolutely, brother. This week, unlike the previous Trees of the Week, we're going to be on North Campus.
Oh, yeah.
North of that McKeldin Mall fountain. We're going to start you guys out at the Physical Science Complex. If you guys are familiar with this building, you know that there's this glass ellipse atrium, basically. And underneath of it is actually the Gluckstern Garden. And there's a little plaque there honoring Robert L. Gluckstern, who was a UMD physicist and former chancellor of the university, which we know now as president, which is pretty cool. So read about some of his work. I read a little bit about it today right there at the plaque, and it's really interesting. And then we want to shoot you guys out on the farm side of that little courtyard and go right down Farm Drive. Enjoy some farm looks there and cross Regents Drive going towards the Ag Science Building and go right down there on that stone path, beautiful trees lining that path, into the Ag Science courtyard there. Spend some time there. It's pretty cool. And then we want to shoot you guys out on the Xfinity Center side of that courtyard. Go ahead and bob a left, go across Regents Drive again, and go ahead and head up Wellness Lane. And that will put you on the Xfinity side of the farm. That's a beautiful walk. A nice big old barn right there and an old silo. It's really enjoyable. And as soon as you guys pass the farm, keep going up, heading towards the School of Public Health building, and keep left. And geez, man, you will see just one yellow tree in a sea of green. You guys will not miss this tree, and I suggest going there around 4 p.m. The sun will be just right to catch these incredible yellow leaves.
Sounds amazing. And we will be detailing that whole route in a Facebook post this week.
I suggest you take it with wheels. We're talking about skateboarding. You're definitely going to need your board for this one, or hop on that bike. It's a long one, but it is quite enjoyable.
Absolutely. So we're back here with Elijah. Elijah, so I'm really interested in some of the movies that you've been filming, writing recently. Yeah. You got two. One was Sophia in College, which I saw and you produced last year.
Indeed.
And then this semester, you have a little movie called 3 Robberies going on.
Yes. Well, that's the working title. Hopefully we'll have a better title than that. But
dude, I want to hear a little bit about Sophia in College, man. I did not get a chance to see the film. What's it about?
It is about. It's very loose plot-wise. It's basically just about a girl's experience as a college student who just kind of doesn't really know her way in the world. Really doesn't really know. What is calling to her. So she just kind of has these like bad experiences with friends and with male love interests that are just kind of making her realize like she doesn't really feel quite at home in the situation that she's in. So it's really just like a character piece about a girl kind of trying to figure out her place in the world as a young adult.
Yeah, dude. And how was that as a filmmaker? Like, how was that experience for you?
It was a great experience. I worked very closely with my then girlfriend, still very good friend, Manuela. She kind of like co-wrote it with me. I like wrote the basic kind of like plot details, but she had a lot of input on like the character and stuff. So that was like a really fun experience to be able to like work closely alongside someone in like kind of shaping this whole character that then she played and did an amazing job playing. She won Best Actress at the film festival.
Oh, so this was through the Maryland Filmmakers Club.
Through the Maryland Filmmakers Club.
Great.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I had an opportunity to do a film with Maryland Filmmakers, and it was awesome, man. I had a great time.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great little organization we've got going.
Yeah, we actually did a 24-hour shoot to finish the entire film in one go, and that was not the intention, but dude, the energy was there for the crew, and it happened. And so anyway, that was kind of like my first time being behind the scenes in this film production. So like, how much of it do you do when you like decide you're gonna do it? When you decide you're gonna do like a film project, do you want to be behind the camera, or are you controlling the sound, or like what is your main aspects?
I typically write and direct, so I mean, being a director in like, a major film production is a little bit less hands-on than the way that I'll do it. So, I will usually be the one behind the camera, but also be, giving actors direction, telling PAs, like, can we get some lighting here? Can we get some lighting here? Making sure the sound people know what they're doing. So I'm kind of like overseeing the whole production, but then also, getting and that's how it goes on a more major production. But for me, I like to get my hands dirty too, and like get, hold the camera, hold some sound stuff, and like really get in there.
Absolutely, dude. So tell me a little bit about this new project, 3 Robberies. Working title.
Working title.
Yeah, man, I want to hear a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. It is basically about the intersecting lives of these 3 different groups of people. So there's this group of kind of like aspiring criminals in a way. They're like just like college kids, but they're like really fed up with kind of like, normal college life, and are they've like stolen stuff before, and they're trying to get back like into like real robbery and stuff. And then there's a couple, like a young college couple. Dylan will be playing the boyfriend.
Little did I know. And who's the lucky girl?
It's Manuela. Yeah. It's gonna be a great performance. So it's a couple that have just found out that they are pregnant, or the girlfriend is pregnant. And they decide they're going to raise the kid, but need to, get their lives together, to get the money together, to like actually be able to do it on their own terms.
Wow.
It's going to be all right. We're going to get through this.
I'm buying
Those
it.
are direct lines from the script.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, well, speaking of that, dude, like, where are you along with the process? Is the script complete, or are you going into filming?
We
it's
start
the idea?
filming next weekend.
Oh,
Next weekend.
wow.
So I've really been like I had a script finished about a month ago, and have been since then just like really kind of toying with it and like making little alterations. And what I realized from doing Sophia in college and like working so closely with Manuela on that is that like the more people you can get invested in the project and like putting their ideas in, the better it's going to turn out. So for this one, I've like really been taking time before shooting to like meet with actors and meet with like crew people, and like really get everybody really invested in it. And like from those conversations, I've been getting a lot of new ideas and ways to tweak it. So like today, I think I finally put together like the final version of the script, but it's kind of been an ongoing process for like a couple months now to just
I'm super excited.
So is this through Maryland Filmmakers Club? Or?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's through
great.
Maryland Filmmakers Club. Yeah.
Dude, when can people come out and see that film? Do you know the date of the film
Yeah,
festival?
the festival, I wish I actually was positive about this.
Well,
I think
say
it's,
with confidence.
I'm pretty December 9th. I'm going to say with confidence.
Hell yeah.
I know
9th.
it's a
That's,
Thursday
John Lennon's
night.
birthday.
It's a Thursday night, so it's either December 7th or December 9th, whichever one of those is a Thursday.
Well, one of those is the Pearl Harbor anniversary, and the other one's John Lennon's birthday. So it's,
Either way,
yeah.
we're
And
making
I'm
history.
unsure.
But yeah, so we're going to have the festival that date in the Hoff Theater in Stamp. And it's really fun because there are usually about 10 different filmmakers who have been working throughout this whole semester to make their own projects. And we get to see all of them up on the big screen.
Right.
And there's like an award ceremony afterwards. So everyone should come out to that. It's really fun. And every semester the films get better. And so I'm really excited to see what people come up with this semester.
For sure. And so talking about like some of those other filmmakers and just films in general, where do you think that you draw a lot of your energy from, your creative energy?
Yeah. Like inspiration wise?
Absolutely.
My favorite director is Paul Thomas Anderson, who made Boogie Nights, Inherent Vice, There Will Be Blood, among a lot of other really great movies. So I mean, he's like number one most inspirational. But I'm a film student at UMD, so lots of inspiration too, just from like stuff that I watch in class. And being a student gets you watching some like really weird stuff that you wouldn't necessarily be wanting to watch on your own, but like it's very cool to be able to like look at it through the academic lens and
Is there
get stuff from it.
You know, you have like a creative inspiration. in that director. When
Yeah.
you go to make skate videos, are there any skate video like producers or people that you kind of watch and kind of draw some inspiration from in terms of like angles, in terms
Yeah.
of like shooting?
Absolutely. Kind of the number one person right now who's like doing really cool stuff in skateboarding is Bill Strobeck, who makes videos for Supreme, which is like, you know, very well-known streetwear company. Started off as a skate shop. A lot of people don't know that, but they still have a skate team and make skate videos. And Bill Strobeck is he's been at the forefront of kind of trying to move skate videos into like capturing personality more than just tricks necessarily. And so I think he's probably the number one inspiration, but there's like countless other people who are making amazing stuff right now.
For sure. And so when you're taking film classes,
Yeah.
do they teach you like the technical skills of like lighting and sound, or is it more theory and more discussion based?
It depends on the program, but here at the University of Maryland, we only have a film studies program as of now. So it's all theory. It is all discussion, just watching movies, talking about them, and like we get into like we'll talk
Script
about
wri-
lighting.
Do you
We'll
do any
talk-
like script writing or anything?
There's one screenwriting class that I am currently enrolled in, but it's just one, and it's very like, you know, intro level.
Damn, that's kind of a shame. So
It is a shame.
Would you
It is
say
a
that
shame.
they're setting you up to be filmmakers?
Well, so we had kind of like a great speech from Marianne Conroy, who's a professor, and I think she's also the chair or whatever of the film department, but she's a big figure in the film department, and she kind of gave this big speech saying that like she just doesn't think that really you can learn like the technical aspects of film without first having this like theoretical basis,
Sure.
which I definitely see value in. I don't necessarily agree,
Right.
but that's kind of like their approach to it, is that like, you know, you learn the theory stuff first, you watch all the important movies, and then for like grad school or later or whatever, then you can learn the technical stuff. But like that definitely at the University of Maryland, like the idea is like learn theory first, learn, you know, the good movies first, and then get into production.
Well, it's not even really first, because you
Yeah.
graduate and then you're on your own. Like
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
shame.
but you didn't.
It is a shame.
You didn't let it hold you down, man. I mean, you're making films left and
Seriously.
right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is that like the University of Maryland does have a lot of good resources for filmmakers. So it's really just in the hands. You know, I think it would be cool if they, you know, had more classes and more structured ways of learning that kind of technique stuff. But definitely like it's up to us as individuals to like go out and do it. And if you want to do it, you can make really cool stuff out of it.
Absolutely. So if you could give me a short answer in me asking if students wanted to get involved in film on campus, like what would be the best place to go?
Come to the Maryland Filmmakers Club.
For sure.
Right now this semester, we are past the point where you can be producing stuff, but we have movie buffs meetings every week where everyone just gets together and talks about movies. There's a meeting tonight. I couldn't make it, but it sounds like it was really, really fun. So come out to that, and then next semester, like you can pitch your idea or you can get involved in someone else's film, and that's a really great way to get your foot in the door.
So those are Thursday night at what time?
Thursday night, 8 p.m. at Hornbeck Library in room
Somewhere in the basement.
somewhere in the basement.
All right, sweet, Elijah. We're going to get a little bit more back to Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings. This track is Let Them Knock off of 100 Days, 100 Nights, produced in 2007. Enjoy.
Let them knock upon my door until their hands are black and blue. I'm not answering for no one until my man and I are through. When we're making love, you know the world ain't got nothing, oh, nothing to do. 'Cause when we're making love, I won't answer until you and I are through. When we're making love, you know the world ain't got nothing, ain't got nothing to do, no, no. When we're making love, I won't answer to nobody but you, nobody but you, nobody but you. I ain't gonna answer to nobody but you, baby. No matter how many times the phone rings, who's knocking at the door, I'm not gonna answer. No, 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 no. I ain't gonna answer. No, 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 no. Ain't gonna pick up the phone. Don't you try. No, no. Nobody, nobody, nobody but you. I ain't gonna answer to
Welcome back, everyone. That was Let Them Knock off of Sharon Jones's album 100 Days, 100 Nights, produced in 2007. Some really funky stuff, some really soulful stuff. And we're back with Elijah.
Back with Elijah, man. Pretty cool.
Glad to be back. Beautiful music. Sharon Jones is amazing.
Dude, she is great. Dude, Dylan and I have had so much fun listening to Sharon this week.
This week, I sat in Hornbake Plaza just basking in the sun with my headphones in for about 2.5 hours, listening
That's
to pretty much
beautiful.
every song she's ever produced.
So, Elijah, we want to touch on something. You drive big old buses here.
Big
at
old
UMD.
35-foot buses.
Dude, that is a daunting feat because
Yeah.
these streets are not very drivable.
Absolutely not. We have
No.
fools like me and Matt on our bikes and on our skateboards
Oh,
just
it's so
swerving.
many. Yeah.
So how is it?
Exactly how it sounds.
Yeah.
Lots of people swerving, lots of people trying to cut you off. Very chaotic, but it's a nice time. It's a good gig. It's a good gig to have as a UMD student. You get flexible hours. You get some time to listen to music, listen to podcasts, whatever you want to do. So it's nice.
You
It's
get
not
some
bad.
exposure to radio talk.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
real trucker radio talk.
Oh yeah, I know
10-4.
I know the 10 codes.
Oh, yeah.
I know the
Oh,
10
yeah,
codes.
hell
1074.
Oh,
Ooh, shit.
That means no.
what is yes? 10-1?
10-4.
Oh, true.
10-4 is
Should've
the
known.
affirmative.
10-4, duh.
Yeah.
1074.
1074 is
Isn't the
is
whole
just
thing
negative.
that they're not supposed to like end in the same syllable, like
Yeah.
or sound?
10-4, 1074, like
if you just get mumbles.
I don't know what the like theory is behind
Yeah.
it. It seems really nonsensical to me.
I've heard.
I
the
hope
theory,
they don't get mad at me for saying that.
I've heard the theory of like, there's like military codes of like Alpha,
Niner.
Niner,
Delta.
Charlie, Delta.
Yeah.
They're all supposed to sound really different.
Yeah.
I think that.
Well,
I'm
there's
totally
also a
botching
whole
that.
thing that like depending on how long you've been driving, you have a different driver name. So when I started, I was India 77, and now I'm
my gosh.
Juliet 20.
oh, very cool.
And
Which
then-
do you like better?
I like being a Juliet better.
Ooh.
It
Dude,
feels
nice.
glamorous.
Yeah.
India 77's kind of badass.
India
Yeah.
77's
Yeah.
pretty badass.
No, but Juliet, I like.
yeah.
that.
But I don't know what the significance of those is either.
Is it kind of like a trail name, like when you're hiking the Appalachian Trail? You know?
I guess so, but I really I don't understand the purpose.
So it's assigned to you, or is it like
It's
the,
assigned.
Or the community's like, oh yeah, that Elijah. Oh, India
Oh,
20.
he's India's no,
Yeah.
it's assigned, and like if you've been driving if you're in training, you're in India. If you've been driving
that's
for a year, you're a
crazy.
Juliet. So I'm a Juliet because I've been driving. This is
Ooh,
my
and then
first year.
What's next?
I think Foxtrot. Is
Oh,
next.
that's a
pretty
nice
They
promotion.
really just
Yeah.
throw you up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
the way
really
they-
throw you up there.
Yeah, that
I
is
might
great.
maybe it's a hotel first. One of them is
Ah,
hotel,
okay.
and that one's weird to me. I don't
It's
know what
also
that is.
like a landmark that they probably just shouldn't be using as a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, especially now here on campus.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's a
Yeah,
bus
good
stop
point.
in front of the hotel now because
Oh,
of the.
that is gonna cause some confusion.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Dude, that's all right, man. So, I ride my bike strictly on campus, but as
Good for you.
I'm riding by these bus stops, sometimes they can be filled with groups, very large groups of drunkards.
Yeah.
Heaps. How do you
Yeah.
handle that kind of situation?
Well, I first handled it by choosing to not drive on the worst nights. But you would be surprised. On Sunday nights and on Monday nights, I drive the orange bus. So if you're riding the orange bus, hit me up. I'll be there. But I drive from North Campus to South Campus, and North Campus is where all the freshmen are.
Right.
And you'd be shocked by how many freshmen are going out drinking on Sunday and Monday nights. It is incredible. I think the first week I had a group. I ended up with a full bus, and you have to like stop letting people on when you have a full bus.
Right.
And they chose to start singing as an entire bus. First, Dancing Queen, and then Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond.
Yeah, right.
And then, weirdly enough, Mr. Brightside by The Killers. And that was their three that they like somehow, as a bus,
They
all
chose.
chose to do.
That's amazing.
Diverse representation of songs.
Absolutely.
How many buses are on each line at a time? Like for the orange
Right.
bus, how many buses are running the orange at one time?
It depends on the hours.
Fair.
So like there are times when there will just be one orange bus, but on like a Friday night, there's at least two. I think maybe even three, but I think it might just be two. But then like the I drive the third Silver Spring bus on Mondays, so it depends. But there can be like 4 or 5 at a time. That's a whole other crazy job, is like organizing and coordinating all
I
the
bet,
buses
dude.
and stuff.
The transportation services here are wild.
Wild.
So I've got a question, just as a bus user. You know, let's address the stamp stop.
Sure.
You stop for a long time at Stamp.
Yeah.
Sometimes the bus driver even
Yeah.
gets out of the bus and then
Yeah.
gets back in, and it's like,
It's
when are you
true.
going to leave again? Should I just walk it from Stamp?
Yeah.
I probably ask myself, should I just walk it from here at Stamp?
As
Twice a
a person who also rides the bus, I always do that. I will always get off the bus at Stamp.
Yeah.
So what happens? What's the exchange?
Well, that's
there?
the inside.
So what it is that we have time stops. Are we about to just tell me when to stop talking about buses?
Yeah, well, Elijah, please stop talking about buses. No, dude, Elijah, we want to thank you for coming on the show one more time.
Yeah,
We
it
had
was a pleasure.
So much fun.
It was a pleasure.
We also wanted to thank Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings for providing the soundtrack
best.
to this conversation. It was pretty incredible. Hey, guys, go check out Transit, a film by Elijah Gordon. You can find it on YouTube really easily. And come out to that film festival December 7th or 9th. Who knows? I'm sure you guys can figure that out. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next Thursday and every Thursday right here on WMUC Digital. Catch the Community Garden then, guys. This is Goodnight from us with a track from Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings called Slow Down Love off of their 2014 album, People Don't Get What They Deserve. Hope you guys enjoy. Good night.
Slow down, love. I can't pick up all you're putting down. Your words fall all around me. See them laying here on the ground. Don't be cross with me, baby, if I leave them there for the birds. Slow down, love, and come closer. Your kiss can tell me more than words. love. I've been waiting so long to see you all alone. There ain't nothing left to say now. You can't say tomorrow on the phone. Our time is fleeting, yes I know, but baby that's no cause to rush. Oh, slow down, love, and come closer. The time has come for you